Welcome back to another video. It's Friday, and you know what that means?
It is time for Top Fuel Teachers.
Was that Foxy?
Yes, that was Rich Fox. Massive thank you to him for doing the intro. He is the owner of probably the UK's most famous, if not worldwide famous, Mark II Focus. The black and green one, look it up, you'll see it. He spent a lot of money on it, but it is iconic. Everyone in the Ford scene knows of that car. So Chris, we should talk about a day.
Well, we're stood here again, but there's been more progress, I do believe.
So let's talk about more progress on the WRC car.
So first things, I see it's on the ramp now, eh?
Yes, Chris. Watch this. So yeah, as you can see, we've bled the clutch and it moves under its own power. Massive step forward for the WRC project. Bearing in mind we have 3, maybe 4 weeks left till this is out in public. Obviously we have to get other things sorted on it first, but 3 to 4 weeks left till the Octane show. But yeah, it's moving under its own power. We had to move it slowly because it's got no brakes at the moment because we hadn't got around to bleeding them. We wanted it on the ramp to do it. But also, when we were looking at it, we got one slightly sticky rear brake caliper and also one bleed nipple in the rear caliper was, the other side, obviously, was snapped. So we've ordered 2 new rear brake calipers for it and new pads and new discs for the rear for it. So we'll be putting them on soon. Calipers are here and they're fitted. We'll take a look at them in a minute. And the pads and discs we're just waiting for. And then we can get them on properly and bleed the brakes. So other things we've been working on, because like I say, we've got a lot of special modifications, fabrication stuff going on with this. We've been working on a harness bar for obviously the harnesses. As you can see here, we're not sure whether it's going to stay here or not because it puts the belts almost at the end of their adjustment and they're still a little bit tight when you're sat in the seat. Obviously we've mounted it on the seat belt mounts because we know that's a strong point, the rear seat belt mounts. Now with the harnesses, it's not ideal to have them mounted into the seat belt mounts and seat mounts down on the floor because that's not a great angle for them. In the event of a hard accident, it can break the seat and also do damage to the passenger and driver. So the ideal angle, I think, is, don't quote me on this, it's either horizontal with about 20 degrees up or down. So we're trying to keep it as good as we can. Obviously here is all empty space, so we need a structural panel to make a harness bar. We're hoping to get our roll cage back soon from the powder coaters because then we can fit that in and see what else we can do. But it might be a case of we need to get some more seat belts with a little bit longer webbing on them. But we'll get over it. But we'll just takes a little bit more head scratching and fabrication. Like I say, we need the roll cage back in first. Unfortunately, that doesn't have a harness bar on them. Some of them do. But we'll get that in and then we'll definitely get something worked out. But we're really trying to avoid, even temporarily, putting the harnesses fixings down onto the floor. As you can see, we've got the wheel in now as well, and the seats, they're not bolted in, but they are in. All the plumbing for the hydro handbrake is in, and the battery cable's in. If you come round this way, Chris, if you can see, we've got our blue cushions back and fitted on the seats as well. They look great. It's just a totally random thought that made us get them done blue, but big thanks to Andy Watts Car Trimmers, to doing the seats for us. As you can see as well, a lot of the dashboard's back in. We got to do it properly. It's just hanging in there at the moment, so we can get all the wires sorted, and we've got a lot more wiring to do. We've got a couple of pods coming for our pillar pod mount, which is over there. We need to wire them up. We're going to do a little bit more wiring on this panel here for this switch as well. We've got, I don't know if you can see it if it's too dark, our USB charger in there, because we're not running a stereo, so we're going to run a little USB speaker, and so we can just play a bit of music on our phone for the long journeys. Because like I said, hopefully this is going to Silverstone for Ford Fair this year, so that'll be a long journey with no music. We've got our strips here cleaned up. We just need to 3M tape them now to the roof. As you can see, we've got our roof vent also on as we want it. We made some brackets up for inside the roof vent and fabricated them, and they've got 2 bolts that go down that don't move, so we can place the roof vent on the roof. We've got holes drilled in it, and we can then do it up with nuts from inside. We will also seal it, obviously, but if you can look in there, you can see the nuts in there where we've bolted the roof vent on. So just, the roof vent was stuck on before, same with the bonnet vent, and they were an absolute nightmare to get off. We had to get a little bit of lock wire and saw them off, so they were stuck on really well, but my paranoia just doesn't trust just the sticky, really. So as you can see, and like I just said, we've started to get the bonnet vent on. It's a little bit high in places, but we've got a little bit to do just to get it to sit right. We also fiberglassed some bolts to the bottom of this vent, again for the same reason, just to stop it flying off. And we've drilled holes in the bonnet, and we've got them with nuts on underneath the bonnet. If you can see, they're a bit long, but we've actually done it up with them under the bonnet. Again, it's a little bit of added strength to it. We've still got to finish off the bonnet pins, which we will do. But yeah, we are making good progress. We are making good progress. If we now come round the back, you can see here we've got our new brake calipers, all on, handbrake connected and a brake pipe connected. We're just waiting, like I say, for the pads and discs to turn up, then we'll get them done, and we'll be able to bleed the whole brake system then. We were lucky with the front calipers. Obviously, I don't know how long it had been since the brake nipples had been loosened, but all 4 nipples on the Brembo 4-pots came out, so we were lucky there, because when we put the Brembos on Project D, which is just over there, shiny again, that we couldn't move them, so we ended up taking them down to our friends at JD Robertson's, and they extracted them for us, and we got new nipples for it. So we didn't want to have to do that to this really, but we were lucky, all 4 nipples moved. And talking of Project D, there's a new little addition to that. Students this week fitted these little side skirt extensions onto Project D. Just something we had in stock, and makes the side skirts look a little bit more sporty, so we're happy with that. This weekend we're at the Juiced show in Ipswich, so come see us there if you're about. But yeah, now also we have some really, really big news.
So what's this big news then, AD?
Oh well, actually there's three bits of news. For the past 9 months or so, we've been in talks with Maxxis Tyres and Stapleton's tyre brand, and Maxxis very, very kindly donated us a brand new set of tyres for the WRC car. They took a bit more of an interest, and now it looks like we are going to be getting more support from Maxxis. there could be some really exciting things coming from Maxxis. Mainly tyres, but watch this space, because it could be some really cool, exciting things coming from Maxxis. So that is great.
Number one.
That's number one. Number two, this weekend I was at Brands Hatch with Project D on display for the second round of the British Touring Car Championship. We're on the British Touring Car Styling group. They got 10 cars down there, absolutely amazing cars. And we were talking to a lot of people down there, and we actually spoke to PowerMaxed. Now they do a lot of cleaning products. They've got, I think, 2 cars in the independent series of the British Touring Cars as well. And they very kindly gave us a bucket full of cleaning products. So I was just amazed by that. But they also took a bit more of an interest in what we do as well, and they are willing to supply us with all our cleaning needs. So that's amazing. You know how often we clean the cars for the shows, and obviously we're getting more cars to shows now. So that is just unbelievable, the help that they're offering. So more details will follow with what we get from them. Hopefully we get some banners. They've even said they might have some end-of-line merch that we can give out to the students. I mean, that's just amazing, just amazing. So that's number two. Number three. Now, for me, for us, for D, this is big. This is like really big, really big. As you know, in less than 2 weeks now, we're going to Adam C Fest on Bank Holiday Monday, 27th of May, because we booked a show car ticket for there. Wanted to go last year, didn't go. Wanted to go the year before, didn't get around to going. So this year, no, we booked the ticket and we're going. Adam C is one of the big car YouTubers as well. I think he's at least 700,000 subscribers on his YouTube channel. He's been very nice about Project D in the past. He's mentioned it in a couple of his videos, and he knows the story of it and he loves it. So yeah, we booked to go on his show. But take a look at this. I mean, wow. How amazing is that? He has about 1,000 show cars booked for that show. It's now at Mallory Park, because the first year it was quite big for him. The second year it was like twice the size of his first year, so he's had to find another venue, and this time it's at Mallory Park Race Circuit. He's selected us to be in the top 25 cars, so we'll get to park on the grid. It's huge for us. It is huge. The recognition, the more publicity that we will get for that, it's massive. It really is, and it's humbling.
Yeah.
From the beginnings of Project D and what we've done and the journey we've done on it to this. It's just amazing. It really is. So it's something our students can be so proud of as well, you know. I dare say Adam will have mentioned something on his YouTube when he does his YouTube video from there as well. We'll get to see him, thank him and that. But this is huge for us. So yeah, that's the third massive bit of news for us. So we're going to end this video now on a high, because we are stoked about it and we just can't wait. So
It's goodbye from me.
and it's goodbye from me. We will see you next week.